Experience Karen Hunter in a completely different way. Karen Hunter is awesome. The podcast.
If you like me on SiriusXM Urban View Channel 126, you're going to love me in Karen Hunter is Awesome. Hey, this is Karen Hunter, host of The Karen Hunter Show on SiriusXM's Urban View. Karen Hunter is Awesome is an actual podcast to bring heat and energy and knowledge and power. A 1-2 punch that I don't think you get anyplace else. Tell the truth. Check out the podcast wherever you get your podcast. You will not be disappointed. Let's go to the phone. Jane Elliot is here, 866-801-8255. Let's go to Mel, who's been holding on in Georgia, wants to talk to Dr. Elliot.
Dr. Elliot and Dr. Hunter, hello to you both, you wonderful ladies. Thank you for taking the call. You had a little chuckle in all of this that is so important what she's saying, but Dr. Elliot, I think Trump must know that you are correct, that we are all shades of browns, because on a daily basis, he continues to paint himself various colors of it, various shades of it, from orange to brown. So I think you're onto something. I think he knows.
I think we all know, but we don't want to admit it. We all know because we all worship, many of us, not all of us, but many of us worship that man who was an Ethiopian Jew and who taught us everything we Christians know about religion. And he was a man of color. He had kinky woolly hair and feet of bronze, and you will not see a picture of him like that in the Methodist Church. At least I never have. Now, maybe there is one somewhere. But
well, the AME, the African Methodist Church, the Episcopal Church, they will definitely have a chocolate Jesus. I was just reading this book. Zora Neale Hurston has Herod the Great, and there's a picture of Herod on the cover as a black man with an afro. And I was like, all of those people, Solomon, David, Moses, I mean, all of them were people with skin of bronze and the hair of wool. I don't know where this, I do know how it got flipped around, but why are we staying in the lie?
Because here's what we do. The main difference between what we call white people and other people on the face of the earth is when white people, so-called white people, come into a new environment, they immediately adjust the environment to fit their needs. We do that with Christ. We do that with Santa Claus. The first Santa Claus was what we call black. We do that. We adjust the environment to fit our needs. And we are only comfortable with people who look like us. And we absolutely refuse to admit that we are not white. Our ignorance is showing on a daily, minute-by-minute basis. Every time I see some woman and she says, I'm white, I say, oh, really? Do you really think so? Are you the color of this shirt? Well, you know what I mean. I say, I know exactly what you mean. You mean that what you mean is you're too stupid to realize that you are white.
Oh, my God.
I quit being gentle about this a long time ago, because every time a third grade boy or a kindergarten boy comes into a classroom and the teacher says, oh, another little black boy, she has called that kid another unbearable, unmanageable boy. No, you must not do that, because if the kid goes later on and looks up black in the dictionary, it's going to say evil, malignant. No, you must all look up all the synonyms for black. They are not pretty. We need to stop using that word to describe human beings, because that is not what we are. And we have used it to the disadvantage of all of us long enough. It's time to give it up. For God's sake, this is 2025. How long is it going to take us to learn? The word race, to mean a specific group of people, came out of France in 1580. That's how short a time this has been going on. Did you know that? And if you didn't know that, why didn't you? And you didn't know that because you aren't allowed to learn those things, because it says very plainly, it hasn't been around that long. Oh my God, what was it like before 1580? What did we call people? We called them members of the family of man, which was started by a woman.
Jane Elliot, you get up every morning. I just want to know what your routine. I know what powers you. You'll be 92 this year. I'm saying that only because it is a marvel to be not just so present, but so passionate. And it is my goal, because I'm planning on being here 120 years, that I want my 120 years to be just like this, just like this every day. What drives you, and what is your routine? What keeps you so vibrant?
First, I try to get out of bed.
Okay. Is that a chore?
Some days when I have this cold, it's terrible. No, I get up, get ready for the day. I take a bunch of vitamins, a lot of vitamins, which is what keeps me going. And then I turn on television to see what kind of nonsense is going on and whether we have made any progress at all toward becoming human. And then I start to answer emails and I start to read. And then I read the latest book that has come out, like Erasing History, because I don't know enough. I'll never know enough. I have to learn something new every day. My dad used to say, if when you go to bed at night, if you haven't learned something new during the day, don't go to bed until you learn something new. Get a book or a newspaper or turn on the radio or turn on television and learn something you didn't know before. Get a dictionary and learn a new word. Learn something new every day. So every day I have to learn something new. And then the next day, because of my age, I forget that one and I learn a new one or overlearn the one I just learned. At my age, it's so easy to forget what you know and learn what you need. But you have to keep on learning. You have to keep on studying. You have to keep on learning from people who don't look like you. You don't have a choice not to learn from people who don't look like you. I have that choice. Not everybody does. You have to learn from people who look like me. And that's too bad because you and people who look like you have forgotten more since breakfast than I will ever learn about racism. And people listen to me not because I'm so intelligent, not because I'm so wise, but because I have the right color skin. If I had done the blue-eyed, brown-eyed exercise in my classroom the day after Martin Luther King Jr. was killed and had been any other color, I would surely have lost my job and I might have lost my life. I realize that the reason I'm able to say and I'm allowed to say what I do is because of the ignorance of racism. And so-called white people will listen to me when the person standing beside me, the person of color, knows more than I'll ever know about racism, but they'll listen to me. Do you realize how ignorant that makes us?
I do. That's why I'll keep inviting you back, and I'm so happy that you keep coming back, Jane Elliot. I'm so grateful.
Well, I'm happy. I'm happy that you invite me, and be sure you get a copy of this book, and be sure you get a copy of the Peters projection map, and see to it that the Mercator map is taken out of the schools in this country.
Yes. And by people who don't know, the Peters projection map shows Africa. Actually it's even bigger than this. It's 5 times bigger than what we've been taught. And a lot of these countries, including the United States, Russia, China, everything can fit into the landmass of Africa and South America, which they've also shrunk, made it smaller. I appreciate this. I appreciate a different worldview. And Jane Elliot, I appreciate you. Thank you for being here today. Thank you for coming back through.
Thank you for inviting me.
Always. You know, Cousin Jane, you got an open seat here.
Introducing a new podcast. Karen Hunter is awesome.
If you like me on SiriusXM Urban View Channel 126, you're going to love me. And Karen Hunter is awesome. Hey, this is Karen Hunter, host of The Karen Hunter Show on SiriusXM's Urban View. Karen Hunter is Awesome is an actual podcast to bring heat and energy and knowledge and power. A 1-2 punch that I don't think you get anyplace else. Tell the truth. So check out the podcast wherever you get your podcast. You will not be disappointed.
Karen Hunter is Awesome, a new podcast from Karen Hunter.